High school fraternities and sororities in the Tri-Village area were very central in those middle 20th century years in the social life of young people.
These fraternities and sororities were actually developed at the high school level, and they kind of modeled them around the ones that they had seen at Ohio State University.
The Rooks were a unique organization and fraternity in the sense that we were one of two high schools in the United States that had their own fraternity house. It was a safe harbor for guys growing up, teenage guys. We had pool table, we had ping pong, we had a hangout.
When you were invited to join, until you became an active, you were a skunk, which lasted for a semester. And when you were a skunk, you had to wear a little tie that said skunk on it. And whenever an active would see you on the street or something, he could say skunk, and you'd have to do a jumping motion.
It's pretty much like any fraternity. Pledges are the lowest form of life. I remember washing cars in sub-zero weather just because they could make you do that. For the most part, things never got out of hand. And, you know, we weren't allowed to have any women there unless there was a dance or chaperones.
I was rushed to LAL and loved it. We planned all the main formals that the school had.
As a 16-year-old, I was making arrangements for catering with the hotel. I was selecting the room. I was planning a banquet for 100+ people. It taught us at a very young age to take responsibilities for planning social events.
There was always a reason surrounding a sporting event to get together with the clubs that existed in the other communities. One of the fraternities would invite another fraternity to have a party, or the girls would get together and have a spread before they would yell across the field in competition with each other.
Grandview was our biggest rival. That was very important, as you can imagine, in Upper Arlington.
Lockers were all decorated stuff to beat Grandview, and that was a big deal.
They were the rival. I mean, they were Ohio State, Michigan. When we were playing them at home, we would make raids on Upper Arlington and put a big G in the middle of their field with salt. They would do the same thing with us when we were playing them.
I knew which sorority I was going to pledge, and then some of the mothers got together and decided that sororities should not be allowed in Arlington, and I was devastated. I thought, oh, this is the end of the world.
In 1908, there had been a law passed in Ohio against these kinds of organizations, feeling them to be a threat to the values and decency of our young people. But it wasn't until the 1960s that we actually saw that law implemented.
Teenagers don't see the other side, or the not so good side. They don't relate to the fact that this whole principle of sororities was isolating a few.
I was disappointed because I thought they were very beneficial, but I have to recognize they were beneficial for those people who were members of them, and it was detrimental to those who weren't.
The last 3 or 4 Rook classes were clandestine or underground. If we were caught being a member of the organization, we couldn't play on a sports team, we couldn't be a class officer. And I think as a result of that, we eventually had to disband. It's still a great alumni organization of guys that have gone through that. It was a great time of my life.